Uruguay. A nation of just over 3 million people that has built one of the greatest legacies in football history. They were the first ever FIFA World Cup champions in 1930 and stunned the world again in 1950 by defeating Brazil in the legendary Maracanazo. For decades, Uruguay earned a reputation as fearless giant killers, producing legendary stars and competing with the biggest football nations despite their small population. But fast forward to the modern World Cup, and one question keeps getting louder. What the heck happened to Uruguay? Fans expected a talented squad featuring players like Federico Valverde, Darwin Núñez, and Marcelo Bielsa to make a serious run. Instead, the team struggled to find rhythm, failed to convert chances, and looked nothing like the fearless side football fans had come to respect. Expectations were sky high, but the performances simply didn't match the talent on paper. For many supporters, it wasn't just the results that hurt, it was the way Uruguay played. The attacking spark disappeared, the chemistry seemed off, and every match felt more frustrating than the last. A team that once terrified opponents suddenly looked short of confidence and ideas. So what went wrong? Was it the tactics? The pressure? A dressing room problem? Or was this simply the end of another great Uruguayan generation? In this video, we're breaking down Uruguay's shocking World Cup campaign, uncovering the biggest mistakes, the hidden problems behind the scenes, and why one of football's proudest nations couldn't live up to expectations. The problems behind Uruguay's collapse. At first glance, Uruguay had everything they needed to succeed. Their squad was filled with players competing for some of Europe's biggest clubs. From Federico Valverde controlling the midfield to Darwin Núñez leading the attack, the talent was undeniable. But football isn't won on paper, it is won on the pitch. One of Uruguay's biggest problems was their lack of consistency. In one match, they looked energetic and dangerous. In the next, they struggled to create even a few clear scoring opportunities. The midfield often controlled possession but failed to provide the final pass, leaving the forwards isolated and frustrated. Defensively, Uruguay also looked vulnerable. Mistimed tackles, poor positioning, and slow reactions allowed opponents to exploit spaces that normally would have been closed down. Against organized teams, even the smallest mistakes proved costly. Another major issue was the pressure surrounding the team. Expectations from fans were enormous. Uruguay has a proud football history, and supporters expected another memorable World Cup run. But as results failed to improve, confidence quickly disappeared. Players who normally performed with freedom began making simple mistakes, and frustration became visible throughout the squad. Questions were also raised about tactical decisions. Some fans believed the team relied too heavily on individual brilliance instead of building a clear attacking system. Others argued that substitutions came too late or failed to change the momentum of crucial matches. By the end of the tournament, Uruguay looked like a team searching for answers rather than one fighting for the trophy. Their World Cup dream had slowly slipped away, leaving supporters wondering how such a talented squad could fall so far below expectations. Can Uruguay bounce back? Approximate, 250 words. Although this World Cup ended in disappointment, the story of Uruguay is far from over. If football has taught us anything, it's that great teams often come back stronger after painful failures. The challenge now is learning from the mistakes instead of repeating them. The good news is that Uruguay still has a talented core of players entering their prime. Stars like Federico Valverde, Darwin Núñez, Ronald Araujo, and several exciting young prospects have the ability to lead the national team for years to come. But talent alone won't be enough. The coaching staff must build a system that allows these players to perform as a united team rather than relying on moments of individual brilliance. Uruguay also needs to rediscover the fighting spirit that made them one of football's most respected nations. Throughout history, they have overcome impossible odds, defeated stronger opponents, and shocked the football world. That fearless mentality must return if they hope to compete with the biggest teams again. For the fans, this tournament was heartbreaking, but football always offers another chance. Every setback creates an opportunity to rebuild, improve, and come back stronger. The next World Cup cycle will be a true test of Uruguay's character. So, what really happened to Uruguay at the World Cup? Was it poor tactics, lost confidence, bad luck, or simply a team in transition? The debate will continue for years, but one thing is certain: Uruguay's football story is far from finished.